Okay, so yesterday we were talking about the tricycle race and rates of change in general. Now we're going to kind of go into some specifics. So our title today is what can rate of change represent? And so we're going to start with other rates of change. The slope of a line can represent many things. In this lesson, you will concentrate on situations where the rate of change of a line, the slope, represented speed. However, rate of change can represent many other things besides speed, depending on the situation. For each graph below, explain what real-world quantities the slope and the y-intercept represent. Calculate the unit rate for each situation. Be sure to include units in your answer. So here we have a picture, and you'll notice the x-axis has been labeled and the y-axis has been labeled, and we want to figure out what the slope represents in this scenario. I'm going to do the first one with you, and then you are going to do the other two problems afterwards. So let's think about that for just a minute. We have our words years since planting and height of a tree. So all the ones we did with the tricycles was speed. This one is not speed. So what are we representing? So I want you to go ahead and pause the video and think about it for just a minute. Talk with your members of your team, and we'll talk in a moment. So hopefully you've taken a minute to think about what the slope is representing. So we know the slope is always the change in y over the change in x. So the question is, what is it representing? So we've got our words. Our delta y is the change in height, and our delta x is the change in time or years. So the slope represents the growth of the tree over years. So then it asks me to use 2 points to find the slope here. So one of my points is this one and the other is that. And so my points are 0, 4 and 5, 14. So delta y is from 4 to 14, or 14 to 4, or 10. Delta x is from 0 to 5, or 5 to 0, or 5. So our slope is delta y over delta x, which is 10 over 5, which is 2. And our unit rate is 2 units. We got to put our units in feet. So see how there's feet over here? 2 feet per, and my x is years. So 2 feet per year. And that's my unit rate, and that's all we're trying to do. So again, you're going to try the other two on your own. Again, go ahead and pause the video, and I will be back with answers soon. So you were asked to try to figure out these answers. So we've got money over time. So I wrote money over time, and I wrote the word decrease here because I noticed that it's going down. What is the slope? So it went from negative 100, went from 150 to 130, which is a decrease of negative 20. And the time went from 2 to 4, so over 2, which is negative 10. So it's negative $10 per month. And so that's the unit rate. So, and then on the third one, we've got miles and gas. So this is not speed, it's miles per gallon, which is basically how efficient is my car driving. And so I've got the change is from 44 to 88, or up 44. And then from 2 to 4 up 2. So 44 over 2, or 22. So 22 miles per gallon, which puts this car right in the middle of a good mileage car. And that's what we're dealing with. So if you get a chance now that you are finished, if you finished in a reasonable amount of time, please take a look at question number 55, which is about the Lion Factory president thinks you're awesome, he thinks you're pretty neat, and he's asked you about this pretty cool graph with distance. Sorry about the bell ringing in the middle of this video. So we've got distance to there's a motion detector, so we've got distance to feet, and then time passing as we stand. And he wants you to describe the 3 different pieces of this graph, because it is a piecewise graph. There are 3 pieces, and try to answer these questions, which are listed in the middle for you. And if the customer was walking toward or away from the motion detector, can you tell? Can you tell when it started collecting, where the customer was when they began collecting data? Anytime the customer changed directions or stops? Is there any times when they were standing still? That kind of stuff. So they're asking you to describe it. And so I'm going to leave that as a challenge, and I will give you the answers when I see you, probably on Thursday, because I won't be giving them to you on Wednesday. See you on Wednesday, and have a good day.